Hello and welcome to this new video. So today I'll show you the software updates of the ESP8266 gas detector project. The previous video was about the hardware updates and this one is about the software ones. So let's start immediately. What you see here is one of the configuration file, and this one in particular contains the data structures used in the main ino file, this one here, as well as the configuration files with the value. How it works is very easy because you just define your structures. Some of them I set them explicitly because they shouldn't be changed by the end user, so I just set them explicitly here like this, for example. In the configuration file, you just set the values by navigating through the data structures. For example, this value here, which is a boolean, you just say configuration of network of send to API equals false. It's very easy. There are new variables such as the datetime format here, because the project now displays the current date time, and this didn't happen in the previous versions. So you can see the previous video right here. Anyway, if you want to set a specific date and time format, you can just use the standard strftime string formatting. Okay, this is quite standard. Another update is about the Wi-Fi, because I found this library called Wi-Fi Manager. So the ESP8266 becomes a temporary access point. ESP8266 Wi-Fi connection manager with web captive portal. So how it works, you connect to the ESP webpage, you set the router information, you just connect to the destination router, so you don't have to set the network manually. And then every time the ESP boots, the information you set earlier are saved in its ROM, so they remain saved there and you don't have to set them every time it boots. Since now we display the date and time, by default the date and time are managed using UTC time zone, so you need to translate the date and time into your local date and time. And then the meaning of this is all explained in this other library called Timezone. Yeah, okay, so this is the time change rule syntax. In Italy, we have that the time zone changes the last Sunday of March at 2 o'clock in the morning. Offset is 2 hours, so it's 120 minutes. And then it changes back on the last Sunday of October, and it will be 60 minutes more than the UTC time. So see the differences here. Okay, and about the source code, we have this little hack which I learned from another YouTube video. You define the print and println functions in a way that if the print debug is set to false, they don't do anything. Okay, see, they're not assigned to anything. They won't use any memory or CPU time. Okay. So these are just used for debug. There are quite a few of them in the code, but yeah, these are to increase efficiency. This one is, for example, the print display function, which is able both to print text normally, to display it for a certain amount of time, and also to center it optionally in the display if the user decides so. Then there is the sync RTC function, which is called periodically to update the RTC if Wi-Fi is available. If you see here, as I said, there is the temperature reading also for the RTC. We use the average between the DHT11 and the DS3231. And in case the Wi-Fi isn't available, the RTC is adjusted with the date and time of when the program is compiled. Then I added this self-test as well when board boots, just to check if everything is working. I think this is mostly it for this update. If you want to try the project, I'll leave the link in the video description as usual. If you like this video, put a thumbs up and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.